Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Hope you all are doing well. We are going to be doing some space engineers today. Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, we're going to be doing some space engineers today. Primarily, we're going to be doing survival, but some others will be also being worked on later as well. Yeah, how y'all doing? I was gonna do roadcraft today, or honestly, I might still do roadcraft today. But, alright. Yeah, I figure this would be quite a fun thing to kind of kickstart the day with. So I did just realize I am missing a few things for stream prep, so I will be right back as I apparently forgot a few things during stream prep. I'll be right back. Hey, I missed doing another thing for stream prep. I really messed up. Now that's done. Good. Alright. Well, now we're good. Alright. We're going to be doing. Yeah, we're going to be doing some fun work. Very fun work. Alright. So, once everything loads, what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be trying to design or making relatively simple, hopefully, mobile. So, here is the actual survival world. Yeah, so we're going to that test 1, 2, 3. Hi, Naresh. Oh, right. I almost forgot to do one other thing, which was what I was going to be doing as well. Yeah, I'll be able to do the rest of the stuff necessary for that. Let me quickly actually try to do that. I am so scattered this morning. I am so sorry for that. I am so scattered. Good, good, okay. All right. Yeah, I am very scatterbrained right now. Sorry about that. Let me just fix this. Good. All right. Oh. Ugh. That's annoying. Okay. Apparently, I forgot one thing during the emulator stuff, and so I don't get to actually do the emulator now. That's really annoying. Okay. I forgot one thing with the emulator. And so that doesn't get to happen. Oh, I am inside that. Why is everything so... Yeah. That's better. Must have pressed some other buttons. Okay. So yeah. That's going to need to be dealt with later, but I think I'm going to make a different ship somewhere else. And then I think what I'm going to do with that other ship is that I'm going to... Well, actually... Ooh, I just had an idea which I'm going to need to work on. Because a lot of what's here is going to end up needing to be removed. Which is going to be fun, but... I'm trying to kind of work my way into what it is that I actually want to do. I'll get the unknown signal first, I guess, and then I'll try to kind of work my mind through what I can do and what I want to do. Part of it is just going to take a bit of time to actually get everything figured out, which sucks, but hey. Should be able to make it work. Still 3 kilometers out. Right, because it's over by the other base. Right. Okay. I forgot that I cleared out all the enemy bases in the last round. Okay. I really am very scatterbrained today. That's going to be making this a rather fun experience. I got nothing out of it. That's nice. What do I get in the cargo container? More money, credits in the girder. We'll take you, and the rest can disappear. Okay. I think I know what I want to do. I think what I'm going to do in this stream, primarily, is I think I'm going to try to set up the base in a more reasonable setup, which is going to make this quite an interesting occurrence, because I'm going to end up needing to connect to very different areas and basically move a lot of cargo to different locations. So it'll be very interesting to see how everything goes. Because what I want to do is I basically want to create the main ground base. So that will be quite a bit of effort. Let me just land. I also want to redo one thing real quick. Okay. That should have fixed that up. Hopefully. Alright. Now we're back. I don't know if what I did actually made any difference, but hey. I'm gonna need... how many steel plates do we have in the entire, steel plates. Do we have a large steel plate deposit, or are we making the steel plates? There are 2,000 there, 500, 200. I want to say we maybe have 3,000 to 5,000 steel plate between there. There are a lot of steel plates. All right. I believe assembler 3. None of the assemblers are currently producing anything. So I am going to just call up a good, healthy amount of steel plate. Good. The healthy amount of steel plates. For now, at least. Okay. I also need to do a couple of other checks in resource storage. What do we have? Don't know. How much iron do we have? About 400,000 iron. Okay, we got plenty of iron to work with. Okay. So I am just going to grab all these steel plates. This is going to be quite a fun test. Yep. Let me just quickly make time of day offset day so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right. So here's what I want to do. So that is over there. So we want to have one path going backward. We want it to be set roughly, I'm going to say about where I am standing, because if I go up, that is over there. The other thing would be right over here. I'd be able to get those two. Oh, much difficulty. Oh, hey. Ooh, I just had an idea. Where are the two? That's not what I wanted. Again, not what I wanted. We want this. There it is. Did I get rid of the one that I'm looking for? There's a hole over here because silicon magnesium. Apparently I don't have a silicon or magnesium on right now. So new from current. Sil mag. Not mag. Jeez, buttons. Mag. Okay. Yeah. How you doing, Rush? Good. Okay. So, silicon mag and the other ones is about an 800 meter distance. I think I might end up making my main base about here. For the sole reason that it's about 700 to there, 400 to there, so we'll want to move a little closer this way. Yeah, about perfectly balanced about here. So I might set up the base, the new main base area or main assembly area about where I'm sitting now, because what I can do is I can pull resources from over here, can be funneled over here. Same thing, resources from over there could easily be funneled over here. Or do I want to do it that way? And do I just want to work on my base over here? What I really want to do is I really want to make bigger ships, but... Ooh. Ooh. Oh boy, I am... There's an idea that I'm gonna need to work on, which... Oof. Alright, So... I just had a thought, which sucks. I need a jump-capable ship. What does the jump drive require? I think I should probably figure that out. Oh, that's just prototac. There's the jump drive. It requires only 6. That's the gravity generator, not the jump drive. The jump drive requires... Okay. So you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to tell one of these... Good, one of these is clear. Wait. Good. Good. All the assemblers will work cooperatively. Good. And then we're just going to go jump. Oh, Lord. I want a jump drive. I am going to want at least one jump drive. Boy, this is going to be quite the scenario. So I need 700 gold, 33 silver. I should have everything else. So 700 gold, 33 silver. Gold combine. Please tell me I have other gold. I don't just only have this 40 gold, do I? I have the silver. Do I have the gold? Does not appear like I possess the gold. So I'm gonna need to go make gold, which will be fun. Where is the gold? Gold, I believe, is all the way over by the 1 marker. So I'm gonna go grab some gold. And then the other thing I'm going to end up doing, I think, is I need to create... I think I'm going to, for now, give up on the train idea. I do want the modular cargo, but I think I'll give up on the train idea for now. But, yeah. It'll be rather quite an interesting one to have everything working. We have found the gold. How much gold? Who knows? But we found some gold. I hate gold. Never a good amount of gold. What did I end up actually getting? I got 1k worth of gold. I don't think that's 400 worth of ingots. I do need to throw the gold into a specific one of the refiners. I need to remember which one of the refiners. But once all that's figured out, hopefully we'll be able to get everything working well. Which refinery is unknown refinery? Oh, perfect. A direct port. All right, that's not going to be 400 gold. Where are the other refineries? Okay, I am going to need a lot more gold. Okay. I'm gonna make all the gold for a jump drive. Because even if I don't have a gravity generator, I'm going to want a jump drive. And I'm gonna try my best to make a jump-capable ship. And if I can do that at all. Alright, let us please find a decent... They're not good. This is even less. Okay. Good. Let's go up. And then we're just going to run all the way over, and I'm dead. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's upsetting. Yeah, I want to upgrade the ship, because the ship that I was doing... Okay. I like maybe something didn't... I don't know if something didn't send. I just see doing, and then was not your mama. I am confused. I am so bad at keeping track of what I was... Oh, I think I understand now. I think I got it again. I am so slow for that. See what I was... Okay. I will check the email and see what it was that I guess you were doing for a bit. Let me just turn to my main base. Yeah, I think it'll be a rather interesting one. So what was it? All right. Okay. Wow. That is a very large insect. I will have to put that up on stream at some point. Jeez. There's a large insect. Alright, let me quickly... Where do I want to put all these data pads? We're going to throw... the data pads in here, as well as the med kits, power kits. Good. That is a very large insect. Jeez. Boy, that's an insect and a half. Pretty decent size for a centipede of the jungle. They can get much bigger, but the bigger ones, unfortunately, around that size. Yeah. I'm not used to seeing too many decent size. Most recent prior was 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I'm not used to too many insects of about that size. Or, yeah, too many insects. Don't see them as frequently as I used to, though I used to spend a lot more time outside. Most insects I see are bees and of the such type. Bees, flies, very small spiders. Very few insects that really would be of any note. Alright. Good. How much is that? That's another 1,000 only. Jeez. I'm very lucky that I don't see too many bugs of any decent size. I think most of the biggest things I see are one certain type of spider, which is just kind of an odd thing, but don't see it frequently, so I never care about those types, but Alright, let's see here. 41. Living with a palm plantation down the valley behind my home and a jungle on the bluff down the front of my home. Tends to get many insects. I would imagine. Ow. There's not too many insects. I think the area that I'm in is the desert. Oh Lord. If I just quickly go to production, I need 700 gold ore. That is ridiculous. All of it. Hide empties. Wait, how much does it actually say that I currently... Oh. It doesn't show any of the available. Okay. There's the 50 gold ore there. Really not great with the amount of gold I possess. If I wanted to... There's not really much I could scrap. And the... right... Not as much as when I was living up north in the state of Zeta. Literally can't get much more north before running into Thailand. But the jungle also had plains of grass, mangrove, lowlands, and a lot of very beautiful area. Imagine that area would be very beautiful. I unfortunately get to deal with... I mean, where I live isn't ugly per se, but it's certainly not very full of vegetation. It's kind of 90% of the year, most of the ground is brown. actually kind of fun when most of the ground's brown. Being the rice bowl of Malaysia, paddy fields aplenty, so every start of new year with bug season, all attracted to light at night. A good 15 minutes spent keeping the bugs out the bedroom and the bed itself. I would imagine. I would definitely imagine that keeping bugs out of your house in some areas can definitely be quite a task. I have almost never had any sort of issue with bugs unless an area has kind of just been left alone for quite a while. But that's kind of because everyone moves in and out and every door is kept closed and every window closed, and it's almost no vegetation practically. I wouldn't say no vegetation, but most of the vegetation is grass-ish, like grassy type stuff, and 90% of the time it looks more like that with the brown kind of color. You get a bunch of pine and other that type of tree, like pine and other needle trees, and mostly a relatively brown kind of color. Ah, that's why wait, what? I once had an invading swarm of permanent royalty that streamed in through the gaps of the window in my colored dorm, also next to jungle and the campus land. I had to tape the gaps too. Yeah, I can imagine that'd be quite a task. Just keeping certain bugs out of areas are the most prevalent after heavy rain. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. I think the biggest problem that I've ever had to deal with is just ants every once in a while will end up getting inside the house and making a colony next to the frickin' trim on the bottom of the walls, which causes some relatively minor annoyance to just get rid of. So they're relatively easy to just kind of deal with if there's too many bugs, but for the most part, there are almost never any bugs in most of the places I've lived, which I'm happy about. But again, that's probably mostly because everything is dry for the most part. Outside is dry, and even though I'm on a dirt road, or I was on a dirt road for most of the times. Now everything is just a matter of I'm on a second story, so most bugs are not too big of an issue. So bugs are rather quite fun. Oh, lovely. Alright, a decent amount of gold that time. I hate getting gold so much. I really do. Alright. Yeah. Here, after it rains, the only thing I ever have to deal with is worms that decide to crawl along concrete slabs. Meh. That's like the only difficulty with rain here in wonderful Montana. But alright, let's see. Come on. Really wish that I was able to get even more of this. Yeah. Dump the resources in. Alright, so you're slowly dumping these everywhere. You still need 300. And you still have 800. Alright. Uh... Uh... Ah. When chronogens or their, side of the world, one of the many unusual insect aspects to occur was the ant, smaller one, casually crawling around the living room. Ooh. I would not liken it to be where ants roll around places. Not like ants. Ants are probably one of the only insects that I ever have to, like, deal with a decent amount. Ants and spiders. Although, most of them are probably... what's a common object? I don't know what would be, like, a common object that people would be able to reference the size of it. But they're like... They're never... Oh, really? They're gone. Would be a fairly decent thing. Yep. Most of the time, those get marked as potential ban evaders, and so it never actually shows up inside the chat. Those are the easiest bots to catch. They're like the ones that I can actually get. But yeah. What's a common? Kind of still think of like a common thing to kind of reference the size of most of the bugs. I guess they're most of the bugs that I've ever really had to deal with were, I'm gonna say, maybe I'd say never bigger than like, ooh, I don't know. Only really found out this year that the world's biggest ant, the giant forest ant, and it was only ever that one worker. Huh. Interesting. That was a very interesting thing to see. Yeah. What would be the... I'm trying to think of a good standard kind of thing that'd be... I guess I could do it this, since I think most people probably have a rough understanding how big this would be. Maybe, is like... Most of the bugs that I've ever had to deal with primarily are not much bigger than, like, maybe a Lego stud. Like... You have like bees and other stuff, but if it's not like a bee or other thing like that, bee or fly, but most insects that crawl along the ground usually aren't much bigger than a Lego stud. The only other one that I usually have to muck about with every once in a while, or I might see every once in a while, would be like a standard beetle. A standard just black beetle. Almost everything else is just easy enough to just avoid. So that one has that. You need 48 gold for that, and you need 500 gold. Alright. I really wish this was quicker. Oh, wait a second. Just had a thought. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. Alright, let us... Ah, you weren't set to recharge. So I'm going to actually leave that then. And we'll just continue doing this way. Because, unfortunately, I do need all the stuff. Was when I found... 2 dwarf scorpions, no bigger than 3 centimeters. They were in fact the type that doesn't need males. They do exist, they just make more, and I ended up with 3 next gen surviving to adulthood. Interesting. Yeah, I know that there's a couple of random sort of either insects and or other living things that for some reason just nature decided those will be the things that are allowed to survive without males. They might still have males in the species, but it could survive without them. And nature just decides that every once in a while for some reason. Kind of like clownfish being able to kind of take the role of either a male or a female in reproduction, depending on what is needed. It's a random thing nature decided just this thing gets that ability. For some reason. Oh, God. Oh, boy. That's fun. Should not have any sort of tiredness. That's ridiculous. Really? Okay. This is going to take me probably another 8 trips. This is going to suck. Are the easiest to take care of. They can hunt, but will scavenge social scorpions, and the venom is not good for people. They'd rather run than sting. Yeah. There's a decent number of those. I think the only thing that's kind of dangerous in terms of bugs or insects, where I'm at with, like, yeah, either bugs, insects, just, I think there's only like maybe 3 or 4 things that I know of. I think there's maybe rattlesnakes, I think brown recluse, and, yeah, and black widow spiders are, I think, like the only thing that has potential to be sort of dangerous where I'm at, and I've literally it. Nothing else, I don't believe, has any ability to be any sort of harmful to people. If I remember correctly. Though, I could be misremembering, but I do believe that's the case, that it's just those 3 things that potentially could harm people, but that's not likely. But, let's see here. I hate dealing with this. Good. Alright. I'll have to check out that in a bit. Production. Dwarf wood scorpion. Yeah. Interesting. You need 10 gold. This one still needs 500. Okay, so it looks like it's going to prioritize one and then finally get the others. That sucks. Really wish that there was an easier way to get the amount of gold ingots that I require. Because this is going to take so long. Mostly because there's just, like, these type are always angled and they're just really annoying to take out because there's just
Inventory
never enough
full.
gold.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
I'm gonna
Inventory
try to make more use out of the hydrogen by
Inventory full.
good. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna dump the massive rock. Stone ore, stone ore, stone. There's some gold. A few keychains that are encased in a curated sphere. Interesting. Huh. It'd be pretty interesting to end up seeing. Alright, so just how much did I actually end up getting more of that? Basically nothing. I hate grabbing gold or such a large amount needed to excavate just for some small amount of gold. Alright. It just takes so long to get. Oh well. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up creating a small grid ship first and foremost. Well, small grid can't have a yeah, small grid ships can't have what are they called? Can't have a jump drive until I get the other jump drive. Oh. God, okay. Let's see. I need what? There's 25, 32, 100. Is anything gonna have a big enough cargo container to dump those into? Where is, like, the industrial cargo containers full of these? There we go. Put them in. Oh, that's in a different that. That's fun. Okay. Oh, I forgot that I still had a bunch of cobalt over here. Wait, where did all that go? I don't want that gold being processed by other machines, dang it. Okay. So you're finished being produced, you don't have any more, and you only have 700 more. Nice. And if I remember correctly, each bout gives me roughly about 10 gold. Lovely. Okay. There's basically nothing in there, so I'll just take some of that ammo and we'll leave it be. We'll take the ship. Good. And then we're gonna go all the way over there. I don't have any drills on this thing, but I will be able to, yeah, I'll be able to just park this, turn everything off, and then run the system like I would like to where we basically have everything run together. We fight a fun situation. Alright. Slow down. Alright. Good. Good. Perfect. Now I just need to go grab ore and just chuck it in this thing till it's full.
Inventory full.
I know this is just stone, but that's kind of fine to just take. Good. This will allow me to grab so much more, so much quicker. Come on, move a little bit. Thank you. Dang it. Okay. Alright, let us grab some gold ore. I'm going to want at least probably about 10 to 15k worth of stone, so I think that should be enough, potentially. I have actually no idea how much stone is going to be necessary, or how much gold is going to be necessary. I just have to make an educated guess. Alright, let's do this.
Inventory full.
Alright, let's go. And we go up the hole. Good. Down the hole we go. Alright. And then we just... The only thing that could be worse is trying to figure out a good, solid way to eliminate all of this.
Inventory full.
Because I really am going to need a good, solid way to eliminate all that. Come on, get up. We're going to want at least probably 20k worth of gold. Or, because it's about 1 to 10. Or maybe 1 to 20 roughly. 1 to 0.20, I should say. Come on. I hate gold so much. Out of any of the resources in this game, I think gold probably has to be the one I don't like the most. Just because how much you need gold. Like, you need superconductors for almost everything. But it has probably some of the most annoying usual spawns. Usually always spawns in like a flat sheet. That is just so difficult to frickin' handle. Really can't wait until we can get some better gold somewhere else. Come on. Alright. We'll see just how much we have. So, hide the empties. What do we got? Really? I don't even have 1,000. I don't even have 1,000. You gotta be joking me. Like 3 grand of gold? Are you joking me? Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Like, yeah. That's gold. That's why I don't like finding gold. Okay. I know I threw a lot of non-ore in there earlier, a lot of stone, but
Inventory full.
it kind of hoped for some better than
Inventory full.
that. Up we go. Alright, let's try to figure this stuff out. Alright, let's go. God, I'm tired. I may end up needing to take a break soon just to make myself coffee. Oh, dang it, I forgot something. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I forgot to buy myself more, milk for coffee. That sucks. Okay. I hate it when I forget to buy things. Okay, exactly how much gold have I now planted in this? Just how much gold do we need? Let's see. Put you in the medium cargo. I wanted about 10K at 2.28 now. Okay. A little bit more. Just a little bit more in the gold use. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum-dum. All right. Okay. Come on. Out of the pit. Alright, I think we can do 3 or so more dumps, I think. Well, 3 more dumps, then we'll check on it, I should say.
Inventory full.
Alright. Yeah. Let us come over here. I really wish it was quicker to get gold. Oh, we are now full up on inventory space. Alright. This is what I can get for inventory. Where am I going? Where is my base? My base is over this way. Oh God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I might end up creating a couple of new ships soon. Potentially. Tempted to make a large miner. Not large grid, but just large in size. Though a large grid mining vessel wouldn't be too difficult to make. Okay. Ooh. I used a little too much flavoring in that water that I just got. Alright. Forward as we go. Alright, yeah, I definitely am going to end up needing to make a bigger ship when I make a large grid ship. I just don't make small enough large grid ships, unfortunately. Alright, let's dump resources like we need them, or like we don't need them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab stone. I dump. If we dump all of these, that's possible. I need 400 more, which this has a volume of 162. What do you have? 90, 20. Oh. So I move the oxygen bottle, too big to enter. The gun, though. What is another one? How much do you weigh? 3 liters, 6. Okay, you know what? It's good enough that we just leave it as is. As we slowly produce more in the refinery. Really wish I remembered where all refineries were. Refine. No, not res. Refinery. You tackle the stone. And you tackle all these. So per 0.1 or thereabouts, it's 0.19. Okay. So that 8K might actually be enough to produce. Maybe. It might be enough. Might be enough. Alright, I'm going to need to find hydro tank. Hydro tank's good. Okay. I do think I will need to make another platform soon, which will be rather quite fun. That'll at least move this off this platform. Which is going to be rather fun. Although I also need to scrap this, so that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, let's scrap you. I would like to use... I got an idea, actually. Paint. Alright. Do I have the paint gun in this world? Yet? Or in my inventory? I do not have the paint gun with me. I am going to get the paint gun, and we're just going to... Where is the paint gun? I want to start scrapping the other thing. Where is the paint gun? Where is the paint gun? I know I made it before. Here we go. Good. Good. Okay. And then if I go control panel, do laser. Okay. Okay. Info. Can I transfer grid to? No. Okay. I can only do this, transfer to. So what I can do is if I okay. We're going to use anything painted that color. And then if I go control panel, laser multi-tool, work color, section color picker. Good. And then we'll set you to the grind. And then I'm gonna come over here. G. Paint. Done. We're gonna use the regular gun, and we're just going to come over here. That should be getting them to grind it down. Do I need to reactivate? Laser multi-tool turret. Oh, that's because I turned off work on own grids. So now what I can do is, as long as I paint part of this, it will... Oh. That uses up a lot of the... yeah, a lot of the paint chemicals. So we're just gonna take a really large amount of the paint chemicals. And we're just going to... Ow.
Health critical.
I can see that. Turn you off. Remove you. Remove you. Remove you. Ow. I've just been lasered in the face. That's not good. Where is the exit? The exit's this way. I really need to redesign this ship. It's good, but it needs to be better. The laser was a little too bright. And lasers. Ow. And it just laser gone. Gone. Laser it gone. Turns out there's an even tinier species of scorpion. Oh, very cool.
Health critical.
Ow. Please don't hit me again, because I'd like not to die. Just remove. I want to make sure that anything worth a thing gets removed. Good. And that entire thing just gets removed. Alright, they're barely 9 millimeters long. They live in caves, and despite how many eyes scorpions have, they aren't actually good for vision. These completely lack eyes. Well, that's interesting. Good. And just remove blocks. And I just slowly paint the roof. I really wish there was a quicker way to do this. Nope. Nope. Alright, just paint it all.
Your health is
Ow.
low.
Alright, let's just... Good.
Health low.
Good. We'll just... As we just slowly wrap this vehicle. Good. We just slowly scrap it. Good. And that should be that. The entire thing's scrapped. Nice. Alright, that should be more than plenty to see whether or not this was able to produce all of the necessary we're still making it? How much is left? Where's the refinery? Alright, come on, where's refinery? Still 500 gold left, so... What? God, that's... so many... Oh, Lord. Okay, so if I go over to here, hide empty, and our own grid, I want to find one of the cargo containers that I can actually start filling. Here is one good, and you will have everything besides hide empties. What we're gonna do is every time we find superconductors, I want to put them in a pile. Because I would like to know just how many superconductors I have. Because I am going to need a lot of these things. It would be nice. Oh, that's my own area. That's nice. I hate when I do that. There's the refinery. Okay, so I have 621 out of Jeez. It only used maybe 140. That's ridiculous. Okay. You know what? How many would I need for this? I'm gonna turn those off. Personal inventory, control panel, laser. Grind. Don't use work color. Work on own grids. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to turn them off. Control panel. Off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to make a landing pad for a small grid-based ship. In, not scale with the Gazanti, but of similar size to Gazantis. Gazantis are roughly 20 meters long, so these would actually need to be about 100 small blocks. I'm just going to quickly get the unknown signal, and then we're going to make our landing pad, and we're going to make the small grid thing. What do we get? Nothing. What do we get? Some space credits and some money. Scrap it all. That's why I was in a weird state for a second there. Okay. So yeah, we're going to make a small grid ship bigger than this. Somewhat bigger than this. And given that that's what I'm planning on doing, I need to move this thing. So we're just going to pick it up, fly forward. You unlock. Oh god. Quick load, yes. Because I don't want to break anything, and I failed to turn on any of the actual equipment before turning it off. Or before releasing it. Stupid of me. But yeah, I want to make a small grid ship roughly in scale with what are they called? Yeah. Roughly in scale with a Gazanti. Hopefully. And the goal behind this would be to create a 2 to 3 layer outer shell as the armor. So it'll be about 3 or 4 layers deep as just outer layer armors. Mostly because I kind of box the outside and then layer on armors on top of that. So certain areas will have way more armor than others. And then I'll be able to, yeah. Being able to take off will be a bit difficult, but if I do it small grid, it should be able to work. Hopefully. That, or I want to keep the ship that is currently in progress right now. I don't want to scrap it and make a new one. But I may end up just having to scrap it and make a new one. Okay, come over here. You on. Whoa, whoa. Good. Come on. Good. 14% hydrogen. Yeah, this is not workable with the way that it's set up right now. It's cool and all, but only I can make it work. Alright, I also need to move this thing out of the way. And yeah, what I'll do is I'll just come over here. Good. Alright, so let's see here. A Gazanti is roughly 20 meters across. How wide is, or 20 to 30 meters across and about 40 meters long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So what I'm halfway tempted to do is I'm halfway tempted to move everything across a little bit more. So add in one more set of these panels. Yeah, so add one more bar set and another one of those, which should, in theory, create it. So then this right there would be the center, I think. Would that only make that the center? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm completely lost and have no idea what I'm doing. Frick. Okay. How big are... cargo... yes. If I want to do the modular cargo pods... only 700. Oh, fine. I need to go grab a projector. Don't think I actually have a projector anywhere, which is nice. Projector. And you... right, left. So we want it to be facing this direction. I am so glad that they gave a right and left on the projector. Blueprints. Cargo. We'll take a modular cargo. Course. Fine. Then what we'll do is we're going to come over to the center. Or actually, we're going to go over to... We are going to come over to the center of these two. And then we just do this. Full block. Where is the battery? 5. And then we need number 4. Go. As well as a control panel. The button panel. Do we have the control panel, or is the button panel also has button? Oh, control panel. Good. And now I just need to weld everything up. Good. We need construction motor. Construction computer motor power cell. Construction computer motor power cell. Construction computer motor. Just need 2 power cells. 2. Good. And then I just need to U. Projector, blueprints, cargo. Because I just want to be able to see just how large the modular cargo is in comparison. Okay. I need to rotate it left. A projector, pitch 90. Okay, pitch rotated it that way. Okay, and then we want to forward offset it. We'll keep 0 forward offset. Yeah, forward. Is that right? No. So we'll remove the yaw and we'll roll it. Should have tipped it either forward or backward. And then I can use offsets, vertical offset, U, forward offset. We'll say there roughly. And there we go. There we go. That's roughly where I'd want it. There's almost perfectly in the center too. Oh. Well, that is very convenient. It is roughly the scale of 2 of the 3x3s. Which means that I have an actual relatively easy way to lay out how I'd want a cargo ship to carry these. Which would more or less be 2 of those. So I'm gonna make, if I wanted to make a cargo landing pad, I'd probably go 2 of the, yeah, we'll do that there, 1 behind, and we'd probably do 4. Or, ooh, how would I want these to carry? Because these are, like, this thing needs to carry these things. I also want it to be able to carry fighters. Or maybe not fighters, but at least have some combat ability. So, let's see. What are the sizes of small grid turrets? You got U, 5x5, 5x5. We have assault, rockets, Gatlings, auto assaults. So assaults are the biggest we can do in small grid form. Okay. We'd need probably custom turrets, which does limit their range a bit. So I'd want probably a couple of standards as well as... Alright. That gives me some good ideas on how to handle this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start designing it. Although I do want to make it its own landing pad, so I need to probably figure out how I want this landing pad to go from here. So I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom, and yeah, then we'll figure out the whole landing pad scenario. But yeah, hopefully I can get a good landing pad set up to where I can build it and everything just fits. Alright. Alright. I think I got an idea on how I want to make some landing area. And I think I know where I want to make the landing area. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to rotate the landing area. And I think we're going to put it right here for now. So let me just... more or less do what I need to do, which is just cut you. I think it crosses the same amount as a T. Nope, need small steel tubes and steel plates. Alright, we're just gonna grab small steel tubes, steel plate. We're gonna grab actually a handful of steel plate. And a decent amount of these. Good. And we're just gonna fix you. Good. So what I'm gonna do is from this area, we're going to, I think I'm gonna actually go down a block. So we're going to go down a block. And then we're gonna go across for probably, I don't know, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if we go from here going vertically, meh. We'll just leave the dip and then we'll continue going this way. For just a tad bit more. I think right... Because I need to think, this is going to be my standard landing pad to refuel that. For now, at least. I'll probably be scrapping most of this later. So, you know what? We'll do you. We'll make it a T-junction just in case I want to add more. And then we are going to grab our primary conveyor. Oh wait, no, I need to remember. I need to remember something. This thing is going to connect in 2 different ways. We're going to have into the containers, and then we're going to have the ship onboard connections. So I need to actually provide more connections than that. Which actually means that I am going to do this. And then we're going to start work on designing the floor for the very central area. It will be multiples, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Decals, I think we'll use the edges. And I think we'll use the edge to kind of go like that. No, I think I got a better idea. Okay. Not a floor edge. These would be floor passages. running a central area. So what we can do is if we use floor passage here, we can use edge to where is not you. We want almost like that, but we also provide the outer edge. It's not passage, it's where is the almost that? Almost. Oh, nope. I keep going and moving things in the wrong manner. There we are. Here it is. And then we'll go with one of you. And then the edge block would be you. And then we're going to edge block. Where is the... There we are. And then we go this block. Then we're going to go with the passage. Decal edge passage. And then we do the decals on the other sides or the edges. And then we'll use that edge block. Boom. All right, so now we have a area around that, and then what we'll do is we've got edges coming along this way, and we're trying to go basically this way. So what we'll do is we'll come in. We want to go in blocks of threes. 3 in both directions. Because we're going to have a full connection point there, and then we're going to have the other cargo port type, the other areas. So 1, 2, 3. Good. And then that right now is 15. No, that is. There's only 12 meters. No. That is not, that's 18 meters. I want about 40, so I need to double the length. Alright. Did I park that in the way? I might have left that in the way. Oh well. Since I need to double it, yeah, this is what I can do. I can, if I use this, there's none in the center, so I'd actually want to use that one. Ooh, yeah. So I use this one. There's none on the outside. Oh wait, would another one of the edges work better? Edges. I could do that. That would work.
Energy low.
That's fine. If I place that there, then that's 3 block, 3 block. Then we finally add a 2-block area. So I think we'll do this. There. I need more interior plates. Fine. Alright. Where are my interiors? I'm gonna want a handful more of those things before we go recharge and move the ship again. Those are computers. I don't need computers, but we'll keep them. Alright. And there we are. Move that out the way. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3. One of you. One of you. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? I'm going to want the other one instead of those. That way I can, kind of cap off this central beam. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to actually want the passage block, this one right here, because then what I'll do is that allows me to cap these edges with, where is, ooh, a decal would actually work there. So we'll use the decal. There we go. And then what I can do is we want to, yeah, so what we'll do is I'm just going to quickly add in some slabs. Yeah, so these either have those corners or they don't. I think we're not going to go with the corners. We're going to go with the non-corner version. So we'll just place you. Place you. Big chunk there and big chunk there. So we're going to have these massive plates that are just going to be clear. And then we are going to kind of cap those off. And then we're going to want to go with one more of these on each side. So I think we're going to do a wrap around these. So with the passage, we're going to use these to come this way, and then we're going to just do the same thing on this side. Good. We're then going to use passage with the corner pieces, the full corners. And then that would then allow me to grab the we'll do the passage, and then we'll just do this. And then, yeah, we're going to go so I did just realize that I am going to need to actually pull backward more than forward on this one. Because if I want at least 3 of the doubles, let's see, how do we make that work? Because what we want to do is we want to go with, on the floor slabs, basically we want a 6-block space, because that's about what I have there. That's roughly 6-block space. It'll have to be 7. So if we want to do maybe one of the floor slabs with these, that would work. But we want to do 2 of these completely wrapped in maybe the yellow line, because that would be where when it lands and actually sits in place properly, this will be roughly where the small block convergence would be. Okay. I'm making ideas and everything's kind of running into place, which is good. I just need to decide how wide, how many. Because I can also, because there's meant to be not entirely cargo based, so not entirely based on doing cargo runs. If I want to do 6, what I could do, I want to do 7. How wide is this? It's that. If I wanted to do that, I could do this on either side. Because right now this is 5. If I added the other group, that would turn that up to 8. But if I put the center on this, that could work. So if I, for instance, could do that, and then do either 2 or 3 of those larger cargo container styles. Because the idea is I want a couple of those to be carried on the underneath of the ship. How would I make this work? We have sort of 4 and a grab. Which, now that I think about it, given the way that I did the edges, that would make a perfect area. Now that I think about it, what's the gaps between these? Let's just do this. 1, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that would work so well doing these lengthwise. I didn't even intend to do this. But if I run this stripe twice, right? So the square, that, and then the other square. If I want to move those over to the 3-block outside, as well as then the center and the back, what I can do is I can have a primary connection here, and I'd be able to pull in the other things into the main vehicle and keep everything on grid based on this. Because, right, if I add in, where is the connector? 8. If I did the small inset connector, right, how I'd want to, and we did 1 there, right? So I did a small inset connector there with the stuff going around it. I could do that. Okay, I think I've got an idea. Okay. Because, yeah, what I can do is I can basically run small inset connectors and then do a wrap around the inset connector with the yellow. What does the yellow... Where are the yellow on the decal ones? Edge, edge, middle. Okay, so it's all on the middle besides that one stripe. So if I wanted to, I could run yellow line around where the cargo container would be, creating sort of the barrier. Especially if I gave the outer layer, which would make that a grand total of 5 wide. Do they have any sort of T area for the decal? Not in a standard yellow. The yellow would have to be curved. But I could, in theory, bundle a dual setup. So one block in the center, maybe with the yellow line going down it. I don't think that would work. What other blocks? We have the edge, the passage, and the slab. Okay, what I could do might be able to maybe use this floor decal. That one might work. I don't think that the yellow line would do as well, unfortunately, purely because with the yellow line, it'd be cool to do that maybe on the outer edge, but in the center, I could only do one line like this until it reaches it, because the only other yellow line I could do would be running straight into one of the black borders of a passage. Then I can't continue it after that, because if I try to continue it after that, then it doesn't really work. But it would work doing something like that. So you got the connector, the line, and then maybe, I don't know, there's nothing I can do that would neatly break it up unless I added another one of those barriers. Actually, I could do that, now that I think about it. Okay. The fun part of this is I'm basically designing the landing pad for a ship first, before the ship is designed. And the way that I want this to go is I think I'm going to have a connector at front. So you'd probably have your connector and then probably your front landing gear, like probably either somewhere along on this grid or this grid. So maybe landing gear pad there, middle landing gear, or main connector piece going right here. And then behind that, you'd have this, which would essentially carry one of these, because this fits perfectly inside of one of these. So if I did 5 block long, I could do 5 block long. But if I did the longer version, I could make that work. I guess I could also go wide. So maybe if I went wide, that would basically want this to go outward and continue going out. So that would make this along the edge. I'd want to, because that would make if I was to do it 5 block wide, would make this layer here Where is it? Yeah, so I could do that, where we do the inner curve. Well, there is none of those that would do that. I don't know about this.
Energy low.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all of this, and we're going to build the ship first. None of this trying to build the landing pad first. We're going to build the ship, then we're going to build the landing pad for the ship. That, or we're going to build the entire thing in creative and just cheap our way through this, because this requires more effort than anything else to try to figure out. Good. Yeah, because the difficulty is that I want to be able to, if we just use this as an example, I want to be able to carry that. But that also means trying to design a landing grid for those and building the ships around these. And if I want them to go forward back, that means really wish I could duplicate it, but I can't. And I need energy now. Fuck. Get in the vehicle. We'll wait. I think we're gonna go into creative so I can do the designing of a landing pad. No, don't do that. I don't know the ship yet, is the problem. I'm trying to design things for things I don't yet have. Okay, so you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to come over here. And we are going to do this. Okay. We are going to, let's see. Small pistons extend just how far? There's so much that I want to be able to do, and I got ideas on how to do it. Where are the pistons? Do I no longer have pistons on my list? No, no pistons, no pistons, no pistons, no pistons, no pistons. Pistons. Good. So we are going to go, I am just going to go, and we are going to grab square piston. That way I can do some testing. We need some more construction. I want to see just how tall these get in total. Good. We are going to now go piston, reverse. I don't remember. They go what? 2 meters, apparently? 2 meters. Okay. So if I wanted to do this, because 2 meters is how many small blocks? Because, you know, there's that. So that would be, what? 1, 2, 3, 4 small blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it'd be 4 blocks change in distance, which means that this would end up sitting at this height. So would I be able to go underneath it? I would be able to go underneath it. Okay. And that does mean that that's also about the height that I'd need to start from. Because, yeah, if you were to grab these containers, it'd be rather fun to deal with. Because, yeah, the idea would basically be to do this. We would have the pistons facing downward. Potentially either with magnetic plates and or with, yeah, probably with magnetic plates, I'm going to say. About to be cut off. Alright, see you, Naresh. But yeah, what we'd end up doing is we'd end up having these get pulled up into the rest of the ship. And then once they're up in the rest of the ship, small grid connection applies. And if we're going to do these as the first one being a small block one, I'd probably want the full 1 block apart from each other, which is where this is going to be fun to figure out. I guess what I could do is, yeah, I'd have to split into a T. Yeah, so I'd have to probably split it and go a 1 block center line gap with like a... I would then make the center wide 7 large, leaving the middle center clear for these to be picked up. We'd want at least... I don't know, how many would I want? These carry... how much cargo again? 8 at about 15,000? Right? So 8 times about 15,000, so... at least 15,000. About 120,000 liters each. So we'd want, yeah, we'd want probably 2 or 3 of these, I'd say. For the ability to carry cargo, we'd probably want these to be set up, I'm going to say 3 wide, maybe 2 deep. And them being pulled up into the rest of the vehicle. So they're sort of hidden away, because if they get pulled up by 4 blocks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So only about the bottom half would go under the majority of the rest of the vehicle if we gave them sort of a wrapping around the edge. So I think that'll be cool as well. So, yeah. All right. I guess the other option would be to go with a dual piston setup where it goes down and pulls it all the way into the vehicle. So that would be pretty odd to see. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is we're going to end up with a 3 block, yeah. I think we're going to end up with a 3 block by 7, so that'll be fun. So, if that would be doing stuff, what I'd do is I'd probably do this. So, we're going to pretty much flip you around. Let's remove you. So roughly that height, roughly speaking, +3, so adding 1, 2, just to allow me to move around. Oh, yeah. What I'll do is I will mark the bottom of the ship, which would be let us make some marks. If these extend 6 down, so it'll be 1 or 4. So bottom of the piston would go here. The piston itself would extend 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the very bottom of these, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what we'll do is we'll just make the mark of across this. Then we're going to...
Low.
Dang it. And then we're going to turn off the projector. Good. And then we're just going to remove that layer. And I need to go restock my fuel, so the entire 4-block thing, hydro tank 1. Good, good. Alright, so what I'll do is when this is fully extended, the height would roughly be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly that. And so what I need to do is I would need to... All in all, yeah, it moves it roughly 4 blocks up. So this is the bottom of the cargo containers. This is where the bottom of the ship, like the bottom of the landing gear, just could be maximum. So that'll be fun. Yeah. It'll be fun, but it should work. And I think what I might actually do is I might end up with 2 of the larger connectors, as long as they're on the right spacing. It should work. And so what I'll do is I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to move these, I'm going to say 7 forward, just because I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Most of this will end up being placed not by me, or not, well, it'll be placed by me, but not handled directly by me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. I think in order to do that, these have to be placed right like this. Now I think what we'll do is we'll just do 1 per. So 1 there. And then I would need to figure out, this would be in the middle of a 5. I need to get the middle of a 5 again. You know what? I know what I can do. I can go to the bottom area, then we can just go outward, figure out roughly spacing. And that'll work. More of that. Good. Okay. So, just how wide is this? If I just went like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll say 8. So it is 7 and 7 on both ends. So I had a 7 and a 7 on both ends, which does actually make things work pretty nicely. 7 and a 7 on both ends, so 15. So if I was to move this, it'd be 7 plus 5, so we'll just do that. 7 plus 5 plus 7. So from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be a grand total of 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 is actually the right number, not 13, so that's fine. And that would be 7 plus 5 plus another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, this thing's gonna be wide as heck. And then I'd also want to probably move the... Actually, now that I think about this, you only want to put the center ones on their sideways. So you have 2 long or 3 long. Yeah, I don't want to do 2 long and then 3 in the middle sideways. So 2 long, 3 in the middle sideways, because the sideway ones are 5 blocks apart each. How far forward would that be? So this is roughly in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Roughly 15, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16, 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. So it's going to be roughly 15 both directions. It's not exact because these aren't given the extra 1 block, so that'd actually be 2 on either side. So both these are 15, right? It'd be 15, 16, 17. Which, if I decide to turn back on this projector... So yeah, this gives a 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, and a... is this actual central? It's 1 further that way. So that'd be 5, so as long as it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'd be 5 on that side as well. Which is actually, strange, funnily enough for me to be able to place another connector. If we did the large connector like this. and have one block in the center. And so we'd be able to basically have this. We'd have connector, and then connector on the other side to complete the full one block. Oh, wait. Actually, we'd have a little bit wider of a gap. Yeah, that would work pretty well, actually. So, yeah, that would work pretty well. Yeah. So if I was going to work on that, they'd actually be a decent bit spaced out between each other. So we'd have this, which I just want to form up. So I would need another on top of it. I'm just going to correct. 1, 2, 3. Well, 7 times 5 is really what I should be thinking. Right? 7 times 5 is, we'll just do this count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 17. I just need to go 17, block, and start going up again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then if this went up, and that's the gap with these, wipe out the rest of this. Well, actually, no, what we'll do is we'll come over here, we'll finish making the square. So, like this. Actually, I should really be reconstituting everything else. But just how big is this going to end up being as a small grid ship? This will be one of the biggest small grid ships that I'll ever have made, which is pretty nice, actually. Oh, well. And boom. There we go. Okay. So, if we put these two like this, we have how wide until the other side. Because these are 5 block wide. Right? So these are 5 block wide. If I decide to increase the gap between these, would I be able to put one sideways? What would be the gap from here to the end if I was to do that? Given that oh, I need to think about this. Let's see here. Let's see. How wide is one of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. So yeah, they're about 25 long. So they're about 25 long. And 25 long. Twelve in either direction. Would I want to have that be the center and then have 2 going sideways? How would that look? If maybe I did 2 of these and then on the sides, I'm going to need a lot more of these projectors, but it'll be fairly easy to do if I wanted to just add a couple of projectors. I could do the rotation and everything. Okay, so if I did that,